Sneha Philip, a promising young doctor in New York City, was living a life many would envy. With a bright career ahead of her and a bustling city at her feet, Sneha's future seemed certain and full of potential. But in a twist of fate, her story would take a chilling turn that has left many questions unanswered. On the eve of September 11, 2001, Sneha vanished without a trace, her disappearance shrouded in mystery and speculation. Did she fall victim to the chaos of that fateful day? Or is there something more sinister at play? In this video, we delve into the perplexing disappearance of Sneha Philip, exploring the key questions and theories that have puzzled investigators and family members alike. Was she a casualty of the 9/11 attacks, or did something happen to her before the towers fell? To truly understand the mystery of Sneha Philip's disappearance, we must first know who she was. Born in Kerala, India, and raised in upstate New York, Sneha was a bright and ambitious young woman. She pursued her dreams with determination, earning her medical degree and embarking on a career as a physician in Manhattan. Sneha was known for her compassionate nature and dedication to her patients. Those who knew her describe her as a free spirit, someone who loved to explore the vibrant city she called home. She shared a cozy apartment with her husband, Ron Lieberman, also a doctor, in the bustling neighborhood of Battery Park City. Their life together seemed picture-perfect. Sneha and Ron enjoyed the cultural richness of New York, often spending their evenings dining out, attending art shows, and socializing with friends. However, beneath the surface, there were struggles that many couples face. Sneha had recently taken a leave of absence from her job, and there were reports of personal and professional stress. Despite these challenges, Sneha remained a loving and caring individual. She was known to keep in touch with her family regularly, and her absence on September 11th was immediately alarming to those close to her. Her habits and routines, like frequenting local stores and her love for a particular cafe, paint a picture of someone deeply connected to her environment. Understanding Sneha's background and personality is crucial as we delve deeper into her mysterious disappearance. What could have led this vibrant, dedicated young doctor to vanish without a trace? As we explore the theories and evidence, keep in mind the person behind the enigma, a woman whose life was as complex and full of promise as the city she loved. To piece together the mystery of Sneha Philip's disappearance, we must examine her final known activities on September 10th, 2001. Surveillance footage reveals a snapshot of her day, offering crucial insights into her last movements. On that fateful day, Sneha was seen shopping at a department store near her apartment. The footage captures her perusing the aisles, seemingly at ease, picking out items such as lingerie, bed linens, and candles. She also visited a nearby shoe store. These ordinary actions paint a picture of a woman going about her daily life, unaware of the impending tragedy that would engulf the city the next day. After her shopping trip, Sneha was last observed returning to her apartment building. Witnesses recall her entering the lobby, carrying her purchases. However, what happened next remains shrouded in mystery. Did she leave the building again? Did she meet someone? The timeline becomes murky, and no further verified sighting of Sneha exists after this point. Several hours later, as the city prepared for another night, Sneha's whereabouts became a blank slate. She did not make any phone calls or send any messages, an unusual occurrence for someone known to keep in regular contact with her loved ones. This timeline of her day provides valuable clues, but also raises many questions. Why did Sneha go shopping? Was she meeting someone later that evening? And why did she not return home that night? These uncertainties add layers to the enigma surrounding her disappearance. As we continue to explore the events leading up to September 11th, the mystery deepens. Sneha's last known movements are a crucial piece of the puzzle, but they also leave us with more questions than answers. What really happened to Sneha Philip on the night before 9/11? As we delve deeper into the mystery surrounding Sneha Philip's disappearance, one theory stands out. Could Sneha have been one of the many victims of the 9/11 terrorist attacks? The official report suggests that Sneha might have perished in the tragic events of that fateful day. Given her proximity to the World Trade Center and her profession as a doctor, it's plausible that she could have rushed to the scene to offer help. The chaos and heroism that marked the day saw many brave souls heading towards the danger, not away from it. However, this theory remains shrouded in uncertainty. The sheer scale of the disaster made identifying victims incredibly challenging. Thousands of lives were lost, and many bodies were never recovered or identified. The chaos of the attacks created an environment where someone could easily vanish without a trace. Adding to the complexity, official records do not conclusively place Sneha at the World Trade Center during the attacks. The lack of concrete evidence leaves room for doubt and speculation. Was she indeed a victim, or did something else happen to her amidst the turmoil? The difficulty of pinpointing Sneha's fate is compounded by the emotional and psychological impact the attacks had on everyone involved. For her family and friends, the lack of closure is a lingering wound. The question remains, did Sneha Philip become an unsung hero of 9/11? Or does her disappearance point to a different, equally tragic story? As we continue to piece together the puzzle, the theory that Sneha died in the 9/11 attacks remains one of the most poignant and haunting possibilities. The search for answers continues, driven by the hope that one day, the truth will come to light. As we navigate through the labyrinth of Sneha Philip's disappearance, another set of theories emerge, painting a different picture altogether. These theories suggest that her life may have been more complicated than it appeared on the surface, raising questions about whether she might have chosen to disappear voluntarily, or if she fell victim to foul play. In the months leading up to her disappearance, Sneha was reportedly facing marital problems. Her relationship with her husband, Ron Lieberman, was strained, and there were allegations of infidelity on both sides. These personal issues could have contributed to a desire to start fresh away from her current life. Additionally, Sneha was dealing with legal troubles. She had been arrested for an altercation in a bar, and though the charges were eventually dropped, the incident added stress to an already tumultuous period. Could these pressures have led her to consider vanishing on her own terms? There were also reports of Sneha exhibiting unusual behavior. Friends and colleagues described her as increasingly distant and secretive in the days leading up to her disappearance. She had taken an unexplained leave from her job, and there were rumors of substance abuse. These behaviors raised the question, was Sneha planning something that no one else knew about? One particularly intriguing theory suggests that Sneha might have used the chaos of 9/11 as an opportunity to disappear deliberately. The unprecedented confusion and destruction provided a perfect cover for someone looking to vanish without a trace. If true, this theory implies a premeditated plan, one that required immense courage and careful execution. Alternatively, could Sneha have been the victim of foul play? The unresolved issues and her mysterious actions might have made her vulnerable to someone with malicious intent. The possibility of an external threat adds another layer of complexity to this already puzzling case. The truth remains elusive, and each of these theories only deepens the mystery surrounding Sneha Philip. Did her personal struggles drive her to make a drastic decision, or was she ensnared in a dangerous situation beyond her control? As we piece together these fragments of her life, the search for answers continues. The enigma of Sneha Philip's disappearance remains unsolved, a haunting question mark in the annals of history. As we delve deeper into the mystery of Sneha Philip's disappearance, we must examine the official investigation, which has been plagued by complications and dead ends. The morning of September 11th, 2001, brought unprecedented chaos to New York City. The Twin Towers collapse overshadowed many events, including the disappearance of Sneha Philip. The initial investigation into her whereabouts was hindered by the enormity of the 9/11 attacks. The sheer volume of missing persons reports and the overwhelmed emergency services made it nearly impossible to conduct a thorough search for Sneha. Despite these challenges, investigators attempted to piece together her last known movements. Surveillance footage from a nearby store captured Sneha shopping on the evening of September 10th. She was seen buying items such as lingerie, bed linens, and candles, suggesting she planned to return home. However, after that, the trail goes cold. Authorities interviewed her husband, Ron Lieberman, who was cooperative but offered little new information. He claimed that Sneha had stayed out all night before and suggested she might have been helping victims at Ground Zero. Yet, There was no conclusive evidence to support this theory. One key piece of evidence was her credit card activity, which showed the purchase made at the store, but there were no subsequent transactions. Investigators scoured her phone records, but they yielded no leads. The lack of concrete evidence made it difficult to determine whether Sneha had perished in the attacks or if something else had happened. Experts in missing persons cases weighed in, noting the unique challenges posed by the 9/11 attacks, the destruction of physical evidence, the overwhelming number of casualties, and the emotional toll on the city created an environment where a single disappearance could easily be overlooked. In interviews with friends and family, a picture emerged of a woman who was facing personal struggles, but was also described as caring and dedicated. These conflicting narratives only added to the complexity of the investigation. The police reports from that time reflect the uncertainty and frustration of the investigators. Every lead seemed to end in a dead end, and the case gradually grew colder. Despite the best efforts of the authorities, the truth about what happened to Sneha Philip remains elusive. The investigation into her disappearance is a stark reminder of how the events of 9/11 created ripples that affected countless lives in unexpected ways. As we continue to search for answers, we honor the memory of those lost and the enduring mystery of those still missing. As the investigation into Sneha Philip's disappearance grew colder, her family faced an equally challenging battle in the legal arena. The question of whether Sneha should be officially recognized as a victim of the 9/11 attacks became a contentious issue, sparking a prolonged legal struggle. Initially, the New York City Medical Examiner's Office did not include Sneha on the list of 9/11 victims. The lack of concrete evidence linking her to the attacks created a significant hurdle. This decision was a devastating blow to her family, who believed that Sneha had perished while trying to help others at ground zero. Determined to seek justice and closure, Sneha's family embarked on a legal journey to have her name included among the victims. The battle was fraught with emotional and legal challenges. The courts required substantial proof that Sneha was indeed at the World Trade Center during the attacks, something that was nearly impossible to provide given the chaos and destruction of that day. In 2004, a court ruling upheld the decision to exclude her from the victim list, stating that there was insufficient evidence to confirm her presence at the site. But this was not the end of the road for Sneha's family. They continued to fight, presenting testimonies, circumstantial evidence, and expert opinions to support their claim. After years of back-and-forth legal wrangling, a breakthrough came in 2008. The court finally ruled in favor of the family, allowing Sneha Philip to be officially recognized as a victim of the 9/11 attacks. This decision was a significant victory for her loved ones, providing a measure of solace and acknowledgement of her presumed heroic actions on that tragic day. The legal battle to have Sneha's name included in the list of 9/11 victims highlights the complexities and emotional toll faced by families of the missing. It underscores the enduring impact of the attacks and the lengths to which people will go to honor the memory of their loved ones. As we reflect on the court's ruling, we are reminded of the resilience and determination of Sneha's family. Their relentless pursuit of justice ensures that her legacy is remembered, not just as a missing person, but as a presumed hero who may have given her life in the service of others. As the years pass, the disappearance of Sneha Philip remains a puzzle that continues to baffle investigators and haunt the public's imagination. Even with the legal recognition of her as a 9/11 victim, there are numerous unanswered questions that keep this case shrouded in mystery. What really happened to Sneha on that fateful day? Was she truly at ground zero, sacrificing herself to help others? Or did she meet a different fate? The lack of concrete evidence leaves room for endless speculation. Why was Sneha's last known location a department store, and what were her intentions that night? Her credit card records show purchases, but no clear indication of her plans. Did she encounter someone who posed a threat, or did she decide to disappear voluntarily? There are also personal aspects that raise eyebrows. Sneha had been dealing with personal and professional challenges, including friction in her marriage and job. Could these issues have driven her to take drastic measures? Or was she simply in the wrong place at the wrong time? The chaotic aftermath of 9/11 only adds to the complexity. The unprecedented scale of the disaster created a perfect storm for someone to vanish without a trace. But did Sneha use this chaos as an opportunity to start a new life? Or was she an unfortunate victim lost in the rubble? Theories abound, but none provide a definitive answer. This case continues to intrigue and unsettle people because it combines elements of heroism, tragedy, and mystery. It challenges our understanding of human behavior and the unpredictable nature of life. As we ponder these lingering questions, we are reminded of the fragile line between certainty and ambiguity. The story of Sneha Philip is a haunting reminder that some mysteries may never be fully solved, leaving us to wonder what really happened on that day. As we reach the end of our journey into the mysterious disappearance of Sneha Philip, we are left with a profound sense of loss and curiosity. Sneha's vanishing has left an indelible mark on her family, who continue to grapple with the unanswered questions and the emotional void her absence has created. Her parents and brother, along with her husband Ron, have spent years searching for closure, a resolution that remains elusive. Beyond her immediate family, Sneha's case has resonated deeply within the broader mystery community. It serves as a stark reminder of how life can change in an instant, and how some stories remain unfinished, no matter how much we yearn for answers. The enigma surrounding her disappearance has sparked numerous discussions, theories, and even debates among amateur sleuths and professional investigators alike. Sneha Philip's story is a haunting testament to the fragility of life and the complexities of human existence. It challenges us to think about the uncertainties that lie beneath the surface of everyday life and the mysteries that may never be unraveled. As we sum up this case, we are reminded that some puzzles may remain forever unsolved, leaving us with more questions than answers. But perhaps, in sharing Sneha's story, we can keep her memory alive and honor the life she lived. We invite you, our viewers, to share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. What do you think happened to Sneha Philip? Could there be a piece of the puzzle that is yet to be discovered? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more intriguing stories. Your engagement helps us continue exploring the mysteries that captivate our collective imagination.